two. Okay, then in that case, the first sentence will go to you.
素敵なお家に住んでいて、um, is this
Yeah.
俺谷10人お客がいるわ。谷は、um, 暑っぽくいました。Um, so I kind of forgot what they were talking about before,
Mm-hmm. Let's see,
but
what were they talking about before? So we are telling everybody what jobs they're going to be doing as they grow up. So we just told Masa, the youngest, that she's going to go live with Fanny's BFF, who happens to be a majel,
okay.
happens to be a witch.
So
So
she's saying,
now we're talking about that witch.
okay, so yes, she is a witch. 素敵なお家に住んでいて, she lives in a wonderful house. And 俺谷, I
This
guess
is
this,
a Jew from Naka, like Jew.
so she lives in the Broken Valley.
Yeah, but
Ni,
it just says she lives in a beautiful house. There's a comma here.
oh,
So
okay.
different clause going on. The other
Okay.
clause, the subject is okyakusan ga.
So the guests live in the Broken Valley.
That's true. Do you know what? So okyakusan does mean get. Do you know what this is meaning in this context?
Like this is where Masa would be the Broken Valley.
That's not really the point of the sentence. The point of the sentence is that this witch, she has a really nice house and that she gets customers from all over the Broken Valley. This is talking about her customer base.
Oh.
She's getting them from all throughout this location. And contextually,
Ah.
we feel like maybe it's a pretty big location since we don't know how big the valley is. But since we're saying all throughout the valley, she has customers. So we
Okay.
can assume it's a whether or not she lives in the valley isn't for sure, but logically she probably does live since her customers are probably from the same area where she's from, but it's not specifying.
Okay. And she said that excitedly.
Yes, she's like, yeah, my friend has so many customers. She's rich. Big old mansion she lives in. Annabelle はいい人よ、マサ. Annabelle's a great person. 自分の知ってることをそっくりあんたに教えてくれるでしょうし、きっとキングズベリーにいる宮廷関係の人も紹介してくれるわ。So not only is, Annabeth a great person, but she would definitely like teach you things you don't know. Like she would do it very diligently, you know?
Mm.
And also she would totally recommend you, like introduce you into people with ties to the palace, the king's Betty Palace. So you'd be able to make nice connections through this relationship. And then the rest of this page will go to you, Josh.
アナベルに、仕込んでもらえば安心よ。仕込む. I don't know what that is.
I feel like it's like to finish. Shi, shikomu. What just happened? Shikomu. No N. To train.
To, to trade?
Yeah, no, to acquire an ability or to
Mm,
teach someone an ability. Both are possible. In this context, it's to acquire from.
yeah, so um, you'll be able to receive, I guess, training from Annabelle.
Yeah, you better learn a lot from Annabelle.
So be it like, uh, don't worry.
Yep, don't
安心よ。
worry about it. Hi.
あの人、漢字はいいもんね。マサは、しぶしぶ 認めました。わかった。that person, so that person, 漢字はいいもの. So that person's a good person, isn't she?
Yeah.
Um, and まあ、しぶしぶ認めた. So Martha, I don't, not sure shibu shibu, but she like verified.
Yeah, to acknowledge, like to agree with. Verify would be a weird in this context. Shibu
Mm.
shibu is reluctantly.
Okay. わかった. Okay, so yeah, she says I understand.
Yep. Yeah, that person sounds like a good person, huh? Okay, gotcha. I guess I'll go there. やりとりに耳を預けていたソフィーは、ファニーのすることに抜かりはないという印象を持ちました。So, Sophie, she was really listening into this conversation that was going on here. And she was waiting for the signal that's going to show that Fanny has not forgotten that Sophie exists. And next line will be for you.
レッティは, I forgot this
Oh
for
no.
middle sister.
It is the second oldest.
Uh, okay, I'll just skip
Uh,
over it for now. So, Reddy being or because she's the middle or second oldest, 対して, uh, 出場 maybe? 出場しそうもありません. So, 出, yeah, what is this word? Like going out into the world?
yeah. Like, like into society, but specifically apparently means to be successful when you're talking about success.
Okay, so because Reti is the second oldest, it doesn't seem like she'll be successful or greatly
Yeah, in
successful.
life. Exactly. That's for the
Mm,
youngest, I guess, in this story. Because we have a fairy tale story, I guess.
that's right. I keep forgetting it does that.
Versus like in other things, it's normally the opposite. The oldest gets everything, but it's a
Mm,
fairy tale, so we gotta do the opposite. だから、ファンにはレイリーが若くて素敵な童貞さんと出会い、永遠、that's probably not what that is. 合わせに暮らせそうな場所へ送り込む気なのです。So, because of the fact that the previous sentence, right, that the second daughter is not really going to be able to succeed in life, Fanny
mm,
decided to pick a place for Naty to work at where she's able to meet some really handsome male apprentices over at that location that are also
mm.
young. And that way she's able to live happily with them. So let's see what this matsu plus a. It's nagai. Forever. So it is like a, and it's just pronounced differently. Sue naka.
Hmm.
To live happily ever after with some handsome young nanaman. So that was her intention of making her work in the bakery.
Okay.
And next line will be for you.
Oh, another one of these.
Like
So,
sueko.
Sueko. Sueko no masa wa hitori tachi um, 出場する something
Uh,
目です.
yeah. That's to be settled. It's normally sadame.
定め.
Yep.
So, 出場する、
出世。
出世する、
出世。
定めですから、魔法と金持ちの知り合いが、役立つというわけです。So, the second oldest child
No,
must.
sueko. Sue, right here, is
Mhm.
the end.
Oh, so this is the youngest child.
Yep, the final child.
So youngest child Masa, hitori tachishi. Um, hitori tachishi, like standing up alone.
Yeah.
Uh, Shutsuse, or no, you said shuse?
出世、はい。
Shuse suru sadame, sadame desu kara. Um, and you said sadame was,
To like be decided, like settled into
mm,
like the settings.
okay, so because it was decided that Masa would be going out into the world alone, uh, magic, it would be useful to have acquaintances that have magic and money.
Yes. Perfect. Yep, you gotta have good connections when you're in the youngest daughter in a fantasy world. Um, 自分の未来に関しては、ソーフィーはパッとしないと分かっていました。So, as far as her own future, Sophie knows there's really nothing at all that can really happen. There's nothing in her future.
うん。
Next line goes to you.
だから、ファニーに言う、no、こう言われても、ちっとも驚かなかったのです。Um, because of that, even if she were to tell Fanny something like that, um, ちょっとも驚かなかった。She wouldn't be even a little surprised.
Hmm. Do you know what iwareru means? How it's different from iu?
Like being told.
Yeah, it's to be told. And you see how there's a ni particle attached to fani?
So even if she was told something like this
Hi,
by Fanny, she
exactly.
wouldn't be surprised even a little.
Perfect. さて、ソフィー、私が引退した暁には、頂上のあんたがこの帽子店を、相売、it's probably not pronounced, そう続ける、する、それが、数字でしょ so she says, okay, Soshi, when I retire, on the dawn that I retire, it's going to be your turn to take over the job of the house half. That's, the way how the line goes down and things, like the line of succession. So I'll see what that I, ten, no, I, and then it's Suzuku, that's pronounced, Suzuku. What happened? Nice thing with this. 相続 to inherit. And then next line, well, the rest of the page will go to you.
だから、あんたを見習いとして、店に置き、商売を覚えてもらおうと思うの。どうかしら。だからあんたを見習いとして店に置き。So, that's why you're going to be staying in the shop as an apprentice.
はい。
商売を覚えてもらおう。You're 覚えてもらおうと思う。I think you're something like I'm thinking you're going to learn to sell
That's kind of
things
what
for
it's
me.
saying. Part of your confusion is the verb moral.
Hmm.
So you're taught that moral means what?
To receive.
To receive. However, it's not really used to mean to receive in the first person. To receive in the first person is you're normally going to use kureru, which literally means to give,
Mm-hmm.
right? If she's saying so it can be used in the third person morao, but the one moraoing in the sentence is Fanny.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell it is this from the volitional form, morao. Volitional form is kind of always used in the first person because it's I volunteer to do this action. So she says, I volunteer into receiving this, is what she's saying. As in, you're going to do this for me. I think I'm going to have you, is basically what that says. I think I'm going to have you memorize, like learn the trade of business, is what she says. So you hear that a lot. So it just means I'm going to have this. I'm going to make this happen, that I'm going to get this item. But there's no like thankfulness because I'm making this happen. I made this decision on my own that I'm getting this. So you'll see this in anime. For example, in Trigon the anime, when another character holds a gun at someone else's head and says, hey, I'm taking all your money, they're going to use morao in that context.
Okay.
Because it's I'm taking in whatever it is you have. I decided to do that. I'm not thankful to you. I did it myself. I took it out of your wallet. Type of idea. So, どうしたら? What does that mean?
What do you
どう
think?
かしら? Exactly. まさかどうせ帽子を作るのが運命だと諦めてたとは言えません. She says, no way! I am totally bored at the destiny of having to make some kind of hat, is not what she said. そしてソフィーはそれで結構ですと返事したのです. So because of that, right then, what Sophie responded with was, I'm fine with that. That was her actual response. And then, I guess till there.
じゃあ、これで全部決まり、ファニーが言いました。So, with that, everything is decided, Fanny said. 次の日、ソフィーはマサを手伝って、箱に依頼を詰めました。So, the following day, Sophie helped Martha and 箱に依頼. So basically, packed a box with what was requested.
Yeah, so irai over on this side of the kanji is going to look like this. Excuse my stroke order. This right here is talking about clothes, so I believe it's iso.
Oh,
Something like that.
iso.
I didn't write. Irai, delete the rai. I'm gonna have to write the second guy because iso did not pop it up for some reason. Looks like. Oh, also the E is wrong from irai.
Oh,
The E from irai has hito right there, right? Super similar guys.
Yeah.
This is E as well, but it's irui.
Irui.
Which means clothing.
A type of.
Yeah, but obnoxiously similar kanji going on.
For both. So she packed a box with clothing.
はい。
その、
よく。
So, yoku asa? Like, is that right? Yoku asa? So, そのyoku asa には、みんなでマサを見送りました. So, the following morning, everyone saw Martha off.
Perfect. Ni Umasha, it's definitely not, it's red. Ni notta mansa no chisa na ushiro sukata wa seisuji o nobashi, kinchou shite miemashita. We could pretty easily see that Marsa was pretty on edge when because her back was all the way straight as she was sitting on that horse-drawn carriage with all her luggage on that. So that's ni motsu plus uma. It's called nibasha. Nibasha. I'll do the next line. フェイアファクス夫人の住む、上折谷までは丘をいくつも越えますが、その途中、魔法使いハウルの、空中の城があるあたりも取ろうからです。So she was pretty on edge because the place where the couple, the married couple, the last name Fox, they live on top of the Broken Valley. And when she's going over to this location, there's a whole bunch of different holes, whole bunch of different hills she has to cover. And on the way of doing that, she has to go through the area where Howl's castle is known to hang around in. So that is why she is a little bit 緊張してる. And the rest of this page will go to you.
マサが怯えるのも当然といえば当然でした。So, if you were to say it's obvious that Martha is scared, well, it is obvious. Or it was obvious.
はい。Like, duh.
あの子なら大丈夫よ、レッティが言いました。That kid, if it's that kid, she'll be okay.
Perfect. And just as a random comment, we've just finished page 13, and now we're starting page 14.
Yay.
Boop, boop. レイティは自分で荷造りするからと、助手を、手伝って、
I'll look it up for you.
助けを、断りました。So, Lady, she's carrying her own luggage, so she said no thank you to being helped. マサの、荷馬車を見送ると、枕カバーに自分の持ち物一切を詰め込み、緊張の走り使いの、少年に6ペンス拾って、輝か工場にあるチェアリーズ店まで手押し車で運んでもらったのです。So,
Jeez, that was a long sentence.
yeah. So she said she packed her own bags. I think that's what it says. So because of that, she said no to being helped. And instead, when Martha was being sent off in her, horse-drawn carriage wagon, she gathered up all her stuff inside of a pillowcase. And then she went over and paid some little boy servants about 6 pennies to go over, carry all her stuff over to the bustling crowd, all the way to where the cherry shop is, using a wheelbarrow. And thus, she made this happen herself with her money, hence morale. She paid for it.
手伸ばし
Close. It's O from push, not the stretch.
手押し車の後ろを歩いていくレイティは思ったより楽しそうでした。So, behind the, I guess wheelbarrow or whatever vehicle is being pushed.
Yep, that's so you push with your hands. So that's the wheelbarrow.
Okay, that makes sense. So behind the wheelbarrow, Reti was walking, and she was she was enjoying herself more. It seemed like she was enjoying herself more than you'd expect,
はい。
more than you'd think. 実際、 帽子店を出られて、せいせいしたという雰囲気さえ漂っていました。Okay, so,
Say is like to be purified.
okay, so, 実際, so, like, in reality, 帽子店を出られて, so, having, or like, leaving the hat shop, um, せいせいしたという雰囲気. So like she like floated in a
Food iki is the vibes you give off, like the
うん、
air quality.
せいせいしたという雰囲気. Um, okay, so even the vibes she gave off or even the, I guess, purified vibes she gave off
Yeah, she
floated
give
in the
off
air.
feeling like really refreshed is probably how I would translate that.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
so what does the verb deru mean? Do you know?
Daru to leave.
Yeah, and what does dedareru mean?
Um, having like the plate or something left.
Yeah, it can be that. It can be passive form,
Mm.
something left. It can also be potential form.
Ah,
Can. I would say in this context, it makes more sense to say being able to leave the hash shop. Like,
yeah, I
refresher
agree.
more so than she left it because dedu is already passive. It's a transitive and transitive pair with the verb dasu,
Mm.
the take out. So you wouldn't actually use causative form with dedu because of that, because it's already a passive verb that says the subject is doing the action.
Hmm.
So you can't really shift the blame of who's doing the action by putting it into passive form. But yeah, perfect. What's really funny is that you should remember this scene because it's foreshadowing going on
Okay.
right there. Anyway, 少年はレイティの走り書きを持ち帰りました. And then a boy brought with him some writings from Reiti that said stuff. And it said, this is what Reiki wrote, which is, 上司従業員寮に荷物を入りました。チェリーの点は楽しそうよと短いものでした. It was a really tiny letter that basically all it said was, yeah, I got my luggage brought to the women's dormitory of the women who work at this place. I think that Cherry's shop is going to be quite fun to work at.
I'm confused. Like, who wrote that letter?
Reti wrote that letter. So Reti just left home following
Uh-huh.
after a boy who was pushing her luggage over to the charity shop,
And she
right?
wrote that letter to like her family?
Yes, he wrote that letter to Sophie.
Okay, gotcha.
Because Sophie didn't come with. Sophie's over at the hat shop still. So
So,
she went over to the marketplace and sent a little letter to Sophie saying, "Looks like fun. I'm all situated."
okay. So, 1週間後、荷馬車の業者が、あ、無事に到着したいというマサの手紙を届けに来ました。So a week later, um, the is Gyosha, do you think that's like driver?
Yeah, that
Or
would make sense.
so
That'd be my
the
guess. Oh, actually,
owner maybe?
no, it's the yeah, it's kind of like the owner. It's like the lord of the the car. So that should be Masa, I think.
Okay.
Yosha. Let's see what pops up, I guess. before I steer you wrong. Yosha. Oops. Sha. Oh, you're right. It's the driver. Yosha.
So the wagon driver, 無事に到着したというマサの手紙を届けに来ました. Okay, so Martha, um, so I guess Sophie received a letter from Martha saying that the uh, wagon driver has safely arrived.
Mm-hmm.
I guess just the wagon in general safely arrived
Yeah.
at the
That's
destination.
Yeah, that definitely is what it's saying. I almost wonder if this is like translated wrong, and it's supposed to be that Martha's letter safely arrived from the driver that has come back safely or something like that. Rather, I don't think that's actually what the letter is saying, but that theoretically, it's probably this. This is how we're probably splitting it up. It's 無事に到着したというマーサ, which is
Hmm.
saying Martha who has arrived safely, and that the Gyosha has come deliver the letter that belongs to Martha who has arrived safely. That's
Ah.
what it is. But this makes it really hard to understand because they use ga here instead of wa.
Hmm.
They use wa, this would have been easier to read sentence. So context helps us separate because if it wasn't that, it definitely feels like it should be that. Part of it is that the relative clause rule is that it should be modifying the first noun that it touches. Otherwise,
Hmm.
you need a comma to say skip to the final noun of the sentence. Is like the second way that we went. That doesn't make any sense. Martha, who was the driver,
Yeah.
um, that's the other way to identify it. But see, it took me like a delay to like, because I was like, I know that doesn't make any sense. And then it's my turn. Tegami ni wa, this is what her Tegami wrote. It says, Firefox 夫人はとてもいい方。何でも蜂蜜を使うけどね、蜂は飼ってるわと書かれていました. So what was written on the letter was the fact that the Firefox couple are really nice, are really great people, and he lets her use as much honey as she wants because, they're raising bees.
それっきり、しばらく妹たちとやりとりは途絶えました。それきり。I'm not sure what
You know what the
それきり
verb kiru is?
to cut.
It is to cut. So we're cutting that. The cut verb is very oftenly used to mean that that's the end point. So it
Mhm.
says, from there on, no more.
Oh, okay. So after that, しばらく妹たちとやりとりは途絶えました. I'm guessing this is like for a while the sisters didn't contact each other.
Yep, from then on, the letters from her little sisters hadn't come for her. And the Shibaraku ladies know some time has passed and she still hasn't seen any letters since that day. So it
Mm.
doesn't mean that now after a while she gets a new letter,
Mm.
which was the insinuation in the English sentence. After a while, there was no letters from her blank, and then it feels like we should have like a rise of action type of thing. We're just saying no letters have come, some time has passed, no more letters type of
Mm.
idea. というのも、マーサとレイリーが出立した日から、ソフィーの修行もまだ、始まったためです。She says, speaking of that, basically, this could possibly be like another thing that's happening at the same time as this is that the day that Martha and Lady left was also the day that Sophie first starts her training work at the hat shop.
Mm.
So it's kind of like because of that, but it's not like an aggressive because Tame is like a more grammatical, like weird because it's like for kind of thing but it's if they're saying it's because of that, they would have used like kara or something, not tame. If that makes any sense. It's like a very weak type of idea. So I think
Hmm.
there's more saying like why Sophie didn't like investigate why there's no letters, or saying perhaps they too are very busy.
Hmm.
Is like the vibes of the sentence, rather than saying the reason why her sisters didn't send her letters was because Sophie started her work, right? That's
Hmm.
not what it's saying, which is what Akata would tell us. Instead, it's like a more loose connection saying that perhaps it's because they're all busy at work, like Sophie, who just started work as well, type of idea.
That makes sense. So, 実のところ、ソフィーはこの商売のことなら、棚心を指すようにしていました。Um, 実のところ。I guess like at present, maybe?
Yeah.
So at present, Sophie はこの商売のことなら、so um, if we're, I don't know, if it's something to do with selling,
Yeah. But the most important part is the shitemas, I guess.
um, I don't know what Tana Gokoro is.
Yeah, do you know what shitemas means?
Yeah, she know or to know.
To know, yeah. So she knows something. Do you know what yoni means?
Um, in order to in this
It
context.
can mean in order to. It's the second meaning of yoni, which is the simile nomi. So if you know something like the, do you know what ten no hira means?
Back of your hand.
Yeah. So she knows it as you know the back of your hand or the front of your hand is what this is. Tana gokoro is a weird way to say the palm of your hand, and
Ah,
sasu um, uh, is a word that goes with it. The point with the palm of your hand means like to be obvious is what it
mm,
is. So it's the same as like to know from the back the to know your hand, right? There's an English idiom that they literally translated here, which is okay because Japanese has the same idiom
that makes sense.
in the language, but they use point with the hand rather than in the palm of your hand or whatever uh, idea. She knows this as well as she knows her hands. What does she know as well as she knows her hands?
She knows shobai, so like I don't know, business selling stuff.
Yeah, for this specific shop. So
Uh,
she already knows everything about the hat shop,
okay.
is what it says. She has all this information as the eldest daughter of the shop. She got the deeps. Um, よちよち歩きの頃から、天から中中庭を挟んで奥に立っている大きな作業場に、出入りしていたからです。The reason for this, here we have like a kara here rather than tame. The reason for this is that since she was a little tottering child, she was, went in and out of the workroom, that's the workplace that's really large, built kind of in between the store and the courtyard. It's kind of stuck right
Mm,
in the middle there, was a workshop for making the hats. And she's been tottering in and out of there since she was a toddler.
okay.
Next line for you.
この作業場は帽子の裁量に水を吹きつけ。So for that part, this occupation. Okay, so this like place of work は帽子の材料に so the ingredients for the hats あ水を吹きつけ um so this location
So you see how there's like a wa here?
Yeah.
This means it's the subject of the overall sentence. And it is possible for it to also be subject of this right
Hmm.
here. But but it isn't because sagyoba in the context should have nothing to do with the fukitsuke, just what that means. And instead, these are all describing it's a tokoro,
Ah,
way at
okay.
the end of the sentence. But it is theoretically possible that it could have been describing this. That's more like contextually, and the fact I can see the tokoro this at the end of the sentence
Hmm.
makes me go, we're describing the place, and this is all of this is basically a relative clause,
That makes sense.
describing the tokoro.
So the boshi no zairyo ni mizu o fukitsuke. Is this like I guess I'm not sure what the fukitsuke is. Like
It's
if
to
putting
spray
water?
something, yeah.
Okay, so spraying water on the ingredients for the hats.
Mm-hmm.
Um, ki is this like kikata?
Right? It might be Kolgata, like it might have a weird
Mm.
uh tree sometimes gets weird pronunciation way it gets pronounces uh in different like contexts for anything, but it does say tree model. Kigata, you're right. It's a wooden model.
Kigata no ue de, I guess kata dori o shi. So wooden, so above the wooden model, um, kata dori o shi. Not really sure what that's doing.
Yeah, the official meaning of that is proper. So I'm not sure what they mean by above the wooden model is the proper thing to do. But I
Mhm.
guess maybe she's talking about where you put the water on it type of
Ah,
idea. She's basically describing different things you do for the hat. It might make more sense if we knew more about the hat. I would almost
yeah.
guess it's talking about how you use the wooden above part here in order to make the hat a certain shape. Because kata is like a shape and tori means like just the way as it is kind of
Hmm.
idea. But it's not like in the official dictionary for that. So it's like, don't quote me on that type of idea. But that would be like my personal guess. Since the idea is like, if you're making a hat, right, you're probably, especially like in the olden days, you're probably going to have like a wooden fake head that you
Hmm.
like start forming on it to
Yeah,
make
that
the
makes
hat
sense.
shape. So that's what my assumption would be what it's meaning. It might be like a Japanese definition of what katadori is rather than the one that's in the dictionary. That's my guess, and I'm too lazy to Google it.
Okay.
So don't put that in your study notes because I could be wrong. But that's what I just put in my head because that's what makes sense based off of
Um,
kanji and stuff.
so then Ryoya something.
This is silk, which is kinu, and
Ah,
roya is another material. Um, somewhere. Wax.
okay. So wax, things like wax, silk. So ro ya kinu de hana ya kudamono nado no kazari o koshiraeru tokoro desu. So things like wax and silk are used to make things like flowers and fruits that are used to decorate. Um, I'm assuming the hats,
Yep.
and this is all describing the workshop place.
Yes. Yep. These are built at this place. So basically, this is all the stuff that happens at the place for the hats. And this is where we're going to stop since we've done the 2 pages. I feel like it's a good number to be like, hey guys, read 2 pages
Hmm.
when other people don't show up. So yeah, finish page 14 right there exactly. Then I'm going to stop the recording.